Welcome back to Bob is the Plumber. This is my channel. This is the shop. This is where all the tools and products are going to be reviewed. Today we have the pleasure of having Pete Martini with Navien Water Heaters with us. And we're going to go over a tankless water heater. Pete, come on in. So tell us about the Navien tankless water heater. Give us the features, advantages, and benefits of a tankless water heater to start with.
Sure.
Period. And then we'll dive into Navien.
Tankless water heaters, the biggest thing is we're going to have space savings, we're going to have efficiency, we're going to have warranty, and the biggest thing is you never run out of hot water. That's the biggest feature out of a tankless water heater.
So you tell me I'll never run out of hot water?
That's right. You got 6, 7 kids come in after a long day of school, shower after shower after shower. As long as we have gas and water flowing to the unit, you're going to have hot water. So Bob, at the end of the day, you're going to be able to get a hot shower after everyone else.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Taking those cold showers is not fun.
No.
So tell us more about Navien. I mean, give me a little history on Navien itself.
Navien North America is a division of KD Navien out of South Korea. They've been in the United States since 2005 when they came with their first generation condensing water heater. I believe this is our 4th generation. This is our NPE Series 2 water heater. One of the great things about Navien is they listen to guys like you, Bob. You know, what would make your install easier? What would make it better? And with that, they've made vast improvements. So it's easy to work on, it's easy to set up, it's easy to vent, and easy for the homeowner.
Okay. I've personally installed several tankless water heaters. I believe they are probably one of the neatest things on the market. Having hot water, we take for granted. Having continuous hot water is really cool. So give us a lowdown on what we're looking at here.
Okay, so we got the cover off of this unit. Of course, we have our multi-display keypad here. It's going to give you setup in real text. You don't have to have a book. You don't have to refer back. You're going to be able to walk through your setup as you install the unit. It's going to tell you what time it is, what the unit's doing, how it's set up. Very simple interface, and that was new for our version 2. The insides of the unit, we have, of course, the heart of it is going to be our heat exchanger. And what we have here is a condensing unit. So when we say condensing tankless, we're looking at a heat exchanger in 2 pieces, right? We have a primary heat exchanger that sits right here. We have a top-down burner with our igniters here. So we make hot water here. As the flue gases continue down into the secondary heat exchanger, this is where we really scrub a lot of temperature out of that flue gas. And we really send that back into the water, preheating the water that comes into the heat exchanger. So we then cool off our exhaust to the point where condensate's going to drop out. It's going to collect in our tray and divert down to our condensate trap, which I know is hard to see, but it sits in the back of the unit. It traps that condensate and will flow out of the bottom of the unit and then needs piped away.
Gotcha. Why Navien? What does Navien do different than the other manufacturers?
They do a lot of things different. The biggest thing for me was their A series. I'm a huge proponent. We make an A series, which is our advanced series, and make us S series, which is our standard. The A series residentially really hits the home run. Like all of the issues people have had in the past with tankless, the A unit really addresses it. It's with our patented Comfort Flow technology. That incorporates our 1-liter buffer tank. This is encapsulated in insulation right here. We have a recirc pump that sits right behind our control module. So we maintain 1 liter of hot water. So now we can handle low flow situations. We can handle, even commercially, flow rates on faucets are getting lower and lower and lower, right? The big complaint years ago with tankless was, hey, I need a half gallon a minute of hot water flow through the unit to have it turn on. Now we can pull a dribble out of this unit and still have hot water. There's sometimes throughout the house, you're only using a little bit of hot water. That saves that. The other thing is the cold water sandwich you hear about where Unit turns on, turns off, turns on, turns off, where you have some heated water in the pipe. Then when the unit fires back up, some unheated water goes through the piping system, followed by hot water. Major inconvenience. I'm sure you've heard complaints on other manufacturers in the past. With the A unit, that any of that water gets diluted within the buffer tank. As we go out, we're delivering set point temperature water from the time you get hot water at the fixture to the time you're done using it.
So hot water is derived from the temperature of the intake water to a rise. So
Correct.
normal water comes in around 55, 60 degrees.
Correct.
What's the rise?
So, and it's something that you have to take a look at when you look at these units, right? Not always the max gallons per minute, but what your degree rise is. I always tell people, hey, when you look at a tankless water heater, you got to look, a lot of them will promote 11 gallons per minute. That's really half the equation. You got to look at what degree rise. So again, we're looking at a 70 degree rise for our situation. As you go further south, that's going to change. As you go further north, it's going to change again. But yes, so we're looking at 5.5 gallons a minute of set point temperature water coming out of this unit.
With a 50 degree rise or 70 degree rise?
70 degree rise, yes sir.
So we take 50 degree water and get it to 120 pretty quick.
Yes.
All right. BTUs, 199,000 BTUs versus a regular tank type water heaters, 36 to 40,000 BTUs.
Correct.
So we're using a lot more gas, right?
Yes and no. It's there if you need it, right? So we don't have any storage, so we are having to make this water as it flows past our heat exchanger. So depending upon what flows coming out of the unit, if it's just a faucet, it may be 30,000 BTUs it's burning. If you're taking a shower, if you're running your kitchen sink, and we're maxing the unit out, it has the capacity to go all the way up to 199.
Modulating gas valve.
Exactly right.
Okay. All right. What are the two pipes up here for?
So on our unit, we have our intake on the left. This is where we're going to bring fresh air from the outside to the unit. And on the right is going to be our exhaust, where we have our vent installation detector here. So when we plumb this unit on the vent, we want to make sure that that vent pipe is fully seated all the way to the bottom of this unit and secure. So any flue gases stay in the pipe.
Okay. Maintenance.
Yes.
Can you give us some maintenance tips and tricks that what you recommend and what Navien recommends?
Navien's going to recommend a flush every year. And the big thing with that is your water chemistry. How hard is your water, right? I am we spoke about this earlier. I'm a big proponent of putting your nose inside a cabinet once a year, right? We talked earlier, I think water heaters in general are the most forgotten about appliance in a house, right? You make the investment, you pay for someone to come put it in your house, and then you forget about it until it doesn't work. I mean, that's just how we deal with hot water appliances. Once a year, taking the cover off. I know in our market, we have things like spotted lanternflies every fall, right? We have a screen in the upper left-hand corner that's gonna catch any debris that will get inside of the unit. So once a year, you're gonna wanna make sure that this is cleaned out. There's no obstructions. The other thing you wanna take a look at is gonna be your condensate trap, right? We all dealt with condensing appliances. That water can get very nasty over a period of time. Once a year, very simply, pull a stainless steel pin and a cap, have a cup ready to catch about a Dixie cup full of water and put it back in. We want to make sure that that water doesn't stay stagnant and doesn't have any kind of growth in it. And then of course, we're going to flush the heat exchanger. I always recommend using products designed for stainless steel heat exchangers. There's several in the market. I'm not a fan of using vinegar. Vinegar was used a lot more when we had copper on heat exchangers. Our heat exchangers are all stainless steel, both primary and secondary. Follow the directions to the chemical you're using and see what comes out of it, right? If you're not in a super hard water situation or you have a water softener in your house, you flush it the first year and it looks good, you may not have to flush yearly. It may be every other year. So, but definitely the first year. See what that first year worth of usage has done to the inside of these units. and proceed from there. I always, again, best thing, put your nose inside this cabinet once a year. Make sure nothing's changed, nothing's got into our intakes. We all know that plumbers, we run into crazy stuff, right? Birds fly into intakes, bugs, spiders, they get into stuff. So just make sure your unit's running properly, the heat exchanger's clear, your condensate trap's clear, and the unit's firing appropriately.
Is that something a homeowner could do, or do you recommend getting a service provider?
Always have a service provider do it, in my opinion.
Okay. Navien has authorized service providers too.
Correct. They are listed on our website. We have a finder on there via zip code. Just punch that in, and it'll give you a list of the authorized guys that have gone through our classes that we hold.
Okay. Warranty.
Warranty. We have 1 year labor, 5-year parts, 15-year on the heat exchanger. So that's the other thing. We're taking out a tank. Normal tanks are 6-year, or you can upgrade to a 12-year. We're expecting, with proper maintenance, this unit to last 18 to 20 years.
So I will have statistics showing you that about 7 years of usage, you will save between the water volume you're going to use less and the gas will normally pay for it. Obviously, that is based on the amount of water, hot water, and the size of your family, but on a national average, 7 years. Tell me why I should buy a Navien versus any other brands. Give me the one main thing that you can tell this audience.
Biggest thing is the innovation within the unit and the support that they have. Navien's been making these units for a long time now. They have improved them every year. And I think that the 2 series, the A2 series, is the best I've ever seen. And I've been dealing with tankless water heaters since I got into plumbing business 25 years ago. Super excited to represent this brand. By all means, we have 2 call centers for the technicians that are out there working on them if you ever get stuck. They're able to help you through any kind of issues you have on site if we're throwing error codes and we can't quite figure it out. So you have the support, you have the innovation, and you have the product itself.
All right. Well, as I said earlier, this is the first video being shot from Bob The Plumber's shop. Thank you for listening. Pete, thank you for coming in today. I got a little gift for you here.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
There you go. Bob The Plumber. You know what to do. Get on that YouTube channel, subscribe, click the link below, fill out the information, and this will be mailed directly to you, the first 100 people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bob.